Hey guys, today we are here in Lake Berryessa, which is located in the Napa Valley, and it's the largest lake in the valley. It is constructed in the 1950s due to Monticello Dam being created in this area. Now let's go explore the history and nature around us. Let's go! Lake Berryessa is the largest lake in Napa County, California in the United States. This reservoir was formed following the construction of the Monticello Dam on Puta Creek in the 1950s. Since the early 60s, the reservoir has provided water and hydroelectricity to the North Bay region of the San Francisco Bay Area. There are a couple of entrances into the lake, and one of them is the Spanish Flat. There is a $15 entrance fee for a day use. The Berryessa Valley. Berryessa was once a rich valley where the nomadic Homo Indians could live a life of ease off the game and natural vegetation there. In 1843, Governor Manuel Michel Torrena of Mexico gave a land grant of 35,516 acres called Rancho Las Putas to Jose de los Reyes and Sexto Sisto Berryessa Berryessa. The brothers built an adobe hacienda and raised cattle and breed fine horses. Monticello. After California was ceded to the United States in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, the Berryessas filed a claim with the American Public Land Commission in their wives' names in 1852 and was granted in 1863. Gradually, they sold off their acreage to the arriving Americans to pay off their gambling and other debts. They owned Edward Schultz about $1,645 but couldn't pay him. So Schultz petitioned the county to auction a major 26,000-acre section of the Berryessa holdings. In the auction, Schultz only paid $2,000 for the huge parcel and quickly sold it for $100,000 to developers. In 1866, the developers holding the majority of the land in the valley divided the rancho into smaller parcels and sold to farmers, and the town of Monticello came to be. Within a year, the valley was filled with farmers who enjoyed mild winters and bountiful harvests, especially of wheat. By 1870, Monticello contained a cemetery, a general store, blacksmith shops, hotels, and various other businesses. The Berryessa brothers moved from their original hacienda holdings to a smaller dwelling. The large adobe estate house belonging to Sisto was left to ruin. The last piece of the land owned by Sisto and his wife was sold at the sheriff's auction in 1860. Sisto lived out his life in a cabin near what is now known as the Spanish Flat. So now we are walking here in a Spanish Flat resort, which is named after this area. This is like an island, but it's connected with a small land bridge to the mainland or the main area. Also in those days, farmers fought gun battles to protect their holdings, and claim jumpers were a constant threat. Life could be violent. One Thomas Lofton killed a settler in a land dispute in 1860 and made his escape. A rancher named John C. shot and killed a claim jumper that same year, only to be gunned down in the dusty main street of Monticello, the climax of an old feud with another rancher. In the late 19th century, the valley floor was covered with dry farm wheat and barley fields, with some orchards and grapevines mixed in. Ranching was mostly in the foothills. As early as 1906, proposals were put forward to form a reservoir, but nothing was acted upon until 1947, when the Solano County and the United States Bureau of Reclamation together formed the Solano Project. a combination of water planes including Monticello Dam, the Puta Diversion Dam, and the Puta South Canal, the Terminal Dam and Reservoir, the Green Valley Conduit, and various related water distribution systems. Residents of Monticello protested, but California Governor Earl Warren and the Solano County promoted the dam as necessary for the economic and agricultural growth of the surrounding areas, so residents started leaving the valley to find homes elsewhere. The Monticello Dam and Berryessa Lake. The primary construction contract was awarded to a consortium formed by Peter Quaight, Sons Company, and Parrish Brothers. California State Route 128 was relocated, which ran through the Berryessa Valley. Construction of the dam began in 1953. Vegetation in the valley was chopped down, fences torn down, and buildings demolished down to their foundations. The town cemetery was moved to Spanish Flat that overlooked the valley. Excavation and construction of a diversion tunnel continued through 1954, with the first concrete placed on August 9, 1955. Monticello Dam was completed 2 years later, and Lake Berryessa was formed. It took 5 years to fill up after construction, reaching capacity for the first time on April 18, 1963. Morning Glory Spillway, the world's largest drain hole. The dam's Morning Glory type spillway, known as the Glory Hole, is a 72 feet or 22 meters in diameter at lake level and narrows down to about 28 feet or 8.5 meters at the exit. Swimming near the spillway is prohibited. In 1997, Emily Schwallen of Davis died after being caught in a current while swimming near the Glory Hole and being swept down the pipe after holding on to the rim for about 20 minutes. The 1969 Zodiac Murder. In 1969, the lake became the site of one of the infamous Zodiac murders. On the evening of September 27, Pacific Union College students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking at Lake Berryessa on a small island. A man approached them wearing a black executioner-type hood with the clip-on sunglasses over the eye holes and a bib-like device on his chest that had a white cross circle symbol on it. He approached them with a gun. The hooded man claimed to be an escaped convict from Deer Lodge, Montana, where he had killed a guard and stolen a car, explaining that he needed their car and money to go to Mexico. He had brought a pre-cut lengths of plastic clothesline and told Shepard to tie Hartnell before he tied her up. The killer checked and tightened Hartnell's bonds after discovering Shepard had bound Hartnell's hands loosely. Hartnell initially believed it to be a weird robbery, but the man drew a knife and stabbed them both repeatedly. After hearing their screams for help, a man and his son were fishing in a nearby cove, discovered the victims and summoned help by calling the park rangers. Shepard was conscious when law enforcement arrived, but lapsed into a coma during transport to the hospital and never regained consciousness. She died 2 days later, but Hartnell survived to recount his tale to the press. The killer then drew a cross-circle symbol on Hartnell's car door and wrote beneath it, Vallejo 12 2068 7469 September 27 69 6:30 by knife. The dates of the killer's first 2 crimes and the date and time of the crime he had just committed. At 7:40 p.m., the killer called the Napa County Sheriff's Office from a paid telephone to report his latest crime. The phone was found still off the hook minutes later, about 27 miles or 43 kilometers from the crime scene. Detectives were able to lift a still wet palm print from the telephone, but were never able to match it to any suspect. Today, the reservoir has become a popular summer recreation area, attracting as many as 1.3 million visitors each year. The Bureau of Reclamation operates 5 recreational areas around the lake, providing boat ramps and day-use facilities. As for us, we will just enjoy a quick stroll and hike around the lake.
So we decided to take our own route, and we ended up on a very steep hill. So much for Spanish Flat. No access.
So we finally made it to the top.
Alam mo ano, equivalent na sa stairs?
I know.
24
steps.
Yung uphill walk natin. We made it!
Nasa kaya sila?
Alright, until next time, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye! If you like our videos, please click thumbs up for like.
Hit the bell to subscribe!
Please comment.
And don't forget to share!